All right, welcome back. In this video, we are going to do some really fun functions using the Minecraft farm file. Now, before we move on to some customer invoicing, you need to have downloaded the customer underscore invoicing file from our DIT shared folder. We want to go ahead and combine that workbook with our Minecraft farm. So please go ahead and open both of them. Right now I have Minecraft Farm open, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up my customer invoicing as well. I'm going to go ahead and click on View, and I want to see them side by side. So I'm going to click on Arrange All. And I'm going to arrange them horizontal and click OK. So now that I see my customer invoicing and my Minecraft Farm open, we're going to review how to move one worksheet over to another workbook. So let's go ahead and click on Customer Invoicing, and I'm going to right click on the tab, and I'm going to select Move or Copy. I want to do the drop down to the To Book and change it to the Minecraft Farm. Mine's named Minecraft Farm underscore lesson 11. But yours should be Minecraft Farm underscore first last name. I'm going to click on my Minecraft Farm, and I actually want to move it to the end so it's easy to find. And click OK. Awesome. Now we have our workbook in one. Let's go ahead and I'm going to resize this. Sometimes it takes a little bit with the mouses. There we go. Awesome. All right. It looks like it moved over that customer worksheet to our Minecraft Farm workbook. Awesome. Now we can start with our functions. All right, if we take a look at this, it looks a lot like our customer list, but with some changes. We still have our first name, last name, full name, purchased, and date. And then now we have a total row and the prices for each item. The first thing I want to do is I want to sort this so that I can see every time Marilyn Monroe purchased something or Abraham Lincoln did. So I'm going to select all my data starting with A1 all the way down to E. E99. And I'm going to go up to my data tab on my ribbon bar. I'm going to go over to my sort. You could also have done this from your home tab as well. We're going to go ahead and sort by the last name first, and we want to sort it on cell values and order it A to Z. I also want to add another level. So I'm going to add a level, and then I'm going to sort by what they purchased. And I'm going to select it A to Z and click OK. All right, it looks like our data is now in alphabetical order, and we can see who purchased multiple items from us. And like Muhammad Ali only purchased corn, or Winston Churchill only eggs. All right then. All right, what I want to do is I want to determine what was the total that someone bought, because eventually we need to send them invoices and get paid for what we provided them. So one thing I made a change of accidentally and edited it out was I deleted the row which had the date of purchase. So if you remember, you can right click on the row and select delete, and I would like you to do that for the date in which each person purchased this. So what we're going to use is we're going to use a function called VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP takes data from one area or one table and references it against another table to extract more information. It'll make more sense as we do this. So we want to look up how much Claudia Alexander purchased in eggs. For this exercise, we're going to assume they just purchased one of each. We could easily look over at our chart and say, okay, eggs are 225, so I'm going to type 225 in total. But instead, I want us to use this VLOOKUP function, so we're going to use the power of VLOOKUP to pull this information for the price for each item and insert it into our E column for our customers. So with E2 selected, the first one I'm going to reference and look up is eggs. I'm going to go ahead and go up to my Formulas tab on my ribbon bar and select Insert Function. The function I'm looking for is VLOOKUP. So it's a capital VLOOKUP. And click Go. And OK. All right, so it gives us 4 fields that we have to input data into. The first one is the lookup value. What do we want to find? Well, we can type eggs. Make sure it's spelled the same way you want it to find it in your tables. Our table array means which table do we want Excel to find the value of eggs in? Well, we know we're looking for it over here. We actually want to find the matching price between H2 and I9. So with my mouse, I'm going to select H2 through I9. That's the range of cells or my table array. The next field is column index number. Okay, so this index is telling Excel when it finds a match between H2 and I9, which column should it return in E2? I want it to return the price. So this is considered column 1, and this is considered column 2. So I'll type 2. Now this is the funny thing. If you want it to return a true match, you have to type false. All right, FALSE. If you forget this part, it will tell you right below. All right, and click OK. Does it match? Eggs are $2.25. Sure enough. Let's repeat this for Claudia's purchase of wool. So in E3, I'm going to go up to Insert Function. VLOOKUP was just used, so it's from my recent ones. I'm going to click on it, make it blue, click OK. My lookup value this time is wool. I'm going to type it. My table array, I'm going to select I2 all the way down to, or H2 all the way down to I9. I want to find the price of wool, so it's the column number 2 in my array. In my range lookup, I'm going to type false so that it finds an exact match and click OK. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do this again for corn. This time I'm going to omit the false statement and I'm going to show you what happens. So let's go up to Insert Function. Let's click on our VLOOKUP from our recents. Click OK. We're going to type corn. Our table array, I'm going to select my dialog box and then select H2 all the way down to I9. My column index, I want it to return the price, so it's number 2. And this time I'm just going to leave range lookup blank and click OK. Let's look at what happens. It gave me the price of $4.67 for corn. Does that match? It does not. What happens is if you leave it blank, Excel will not look for an exact match. It will just look for something that's alphabetically in the order. So corn also starts, chicken also starts with corn. All right. So let's go ahead and fix this. I'm going to select E4, go to my Home tab, go over to my editing group and clear all. Let's go back to our formulas and reinsert VLOOKUP, and remember to put the false statement. Insert function, VLOOKUP, click OK. Our value is going to be corn. Table array, select H2 through I9. Column index is 2. And range lookup, type false. So it tells Excel, you have to find an exact match. If it's not an exact match, I don't want a value. And click OK. It matches now. All right, we're going to do this again for grain. Insert function, VLOOKUP, click OK. Type in grain for our lookup value. Our table array will select H2 through I9 again. Column index will be 2, and our range lookup will be false. And click OK. Now we're back to the corn here, and we can continue this pattern all the way down. We can't use autofill because it will not find the right information because this one's looking for grain, this one's looking for corn. Okay, so let's go ahead and use the insert function again. Use VLOOKUP and click OK. I'm going to type corn, my table array, select I2 all the way, H2 all the way down to I9. Column index is 2. And our range lookup is false. And click OK. All right. Now, let me show you something called HLOOKUP. But first, I need to transpose this data into a horizontal table. So I'm going to select H2 all the way down to I9. I'm going to go to my Home tab and click on Copy. Starting in K2, I'm going to select Paste, but I'm going to do the drop down and find my Transpose option. Don't remember which one it is, so I'm just going to hover over each one until I find Transpose. Picture, keep source formatting, number 14. Transpose, there we go, T, and click Transpose. All right. So now we have the same table data, but it's in a horizontal version. So for this eggs, we're going to use something called HLOOKUP. So let's go to Formulas, Insert Function, and type HLOOKUP. Now the 2016 Moss exam, they'll either give you VLOOKUP, more than likely, or HLOOKUP, but not both. So our lookup value here is eggs. Our table array this time is we're going to select K2 all the way over to wherever this ends. Looks like R3. Now this time we're looking for a row index number instead of a column. So the title of the objects are row 1, the price is row 2. We want Excel to return the price, so we're going to look for row 2. So we'll type 2. And again, range lookup, we have to type false to give us that exact number and click OK. So it gave us the same total as eggs. Let's go to wool. We're going to insert function. We're going to do VLOOKUP and click OK. I'm going to select H2 all the way down to I9. Whoops, I totally messed that up. My VLOOKUP should be wool. My table array is H2 through I9. Column index is 2, and my range lookup is false. And click OK. All right, at this point in the video, I'm not going to go through each one of these with you. For the rest of the day, you need to use either VLOOKUP or HLOOKUP to fill in the purchases made for all of our customers. So it gives you a lot of practice with HLOOKUP and VLOOKUP. It's going to be redundant, but it's the best practice that you're going to have because this is the most complicated Excel function that you'll run into. So if you can master this one, you will be golden for the 2016 Moss exam. Please make sure you show me your final product at the end of the day.